Federal prosecutors in Minneapolis and across the country are now openly threatening mass resignations from the Department of Justice. FBI agents are doing the same. The question many people are now asking is simple but alarming. How many more people can even resign at this point? The DOJ and FBI have already lost thousands of employees. Senior leadership, mid-level prosecutors, career attorneys, paralegals, support staff, veteran FBI agents. Entire divisions have been hollowed out. What we are seeing now is not just dissent, it is institutional collapse. For months, many remaining DOJ employees tried to keep their heads down. They stayed because they needed the job, because they believed in public service, because they hoped the worst would pass. But now, after the DOJ's handling of the Epstein files, its apparent cover-ups, its selective prosecutions, and its aggressive targeting of journalists and political opponents, many career professionals say they simply cannot continue. This has become a moral breaking point. At a press conference on Friday, Todd Blanche, Donald Trump's former criminal defense attorney, now serving as Deputy Attorney General, was asked directly about the resignations already underway in Minneapolis, the Civil Rights Division in Washington, D.C., and the threat of even more departures. He refused to answer. No explanation, no reassurance, no acknowledgement of the crisis, just silence. That silence speaks volumes. Meanwhile, reports have emerged that DEA agents were surveilling the home of Georgia Fort, an award-winning journalist and member of the National Association of Black Journalists. She had been reporting with Don Lemon during a church event in St. Paul, Minnesota. According to those present, unmarked agents were seen outside her home late at night. She feared she was about to be abducted. Given everything happening inside the DOJ, she had no confidence they even possessed a valid warrant. This is the climate federal employees are now being asked to work under. At the same time, prosecutors in Minneapolis, already operating at less than half staffing, are being pressured not to investigate certain killings, while being encouraged to investigate political opponents instead. One of the most respected prosecutors in that office resigned after being pushed to ignore the murder of Renee Nicole Good while exploring whether her widow should be labeled a domestic terrorist. That was the line. Former federal prosecutor Harry Litman, host of the Talking Feds podcast and a veteran of both U.S. attorney offices and DOJ headquarters in Washington, says he has never seen anything like this in his lifetime. Resignation, Litman explains, is the strongest protest a career prosecutor can make. These are people who dedicate their lives to the law. They don't walk away lightly. Historically, mass resignations only happen during moments of profound constitutional crisis, Watergate being the most famous example. And now, it's happening again. Career prosecutors are being overridden at every level. Judges are openly reprimanding DOJ attorneys for violating court orders, missing deadlines, filing improper declarations, and failing to meet the most basic legal standards. Some judges have stated that more court orders were violated in a single month than they had seen in their entire careers. The damage is not just reputational, it is operational. In New York's Southern District, federal prosecutors recently told a judge they were not prepared for a major sex trafficking trial because so many resources had been diverted to sorting through Epstein materials. The judge was stunned. Even defense attorneys, who usually seek delays, demanded the trial proceed. This is unprecedented. The DOJ is no longer functioning as a justice institution. It is struggling to perform even basic tasks. Cases are stalling. Investigations are not being pursued. Public safety is being compromised. And the reason, according to former insiders, is simple. The department has been turned into a political weapon. Prosecutions are driven by loyalty. Enemies are targeted. Allies are protected. Career professionals are ignored or overruled. And those who object are pushed out. As Litman explains, this is the antithesis of justice without fear or favor. It is justice for friends and punishment for enemies. The long-term consequences are enormous. When federal law enforcement collapses, criminals exploit the gaps. Victims are left without recourse. Communities lose protection. Trust in the rule of law erodes. This is not a theoretical concern. It is happening now. The DOJ is bleeding talent. The FBI is losing experienced agents. Judges no longer trust government filings. And the public is watching a once-respected institution unravel in real time. This is not reform. This is not accountability. This is institutional breakdown, and it is accelerating.